Good evening, all. A couple minutes before net time here, 2:22 Bozo Net. Good evening, all, and I'm pointing over toward the Bay Area, looking for KW6 sugar, KW6S first on the agenda here, as I recall. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody south of that. Some voice in there. Give me a little more chatter, please.
I'm Mike, K6MYC, K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, good evening, Tom. KW6S, not your normal strength here, but maybe I'm not quite at you. I'll see if things are off a little bit here. We've redone the cabling to the rotor. Everything should be okay tonight, but I may be slightly out of calibration. Anyway, I heard 2 or 3 others in there with you, Tom, so we'll get you and then find out what's going on, and we'll move up to the Bay Area. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
K6MYC, KW6S. Oh, not a lot going on here. I just got back from dinner with my youngest daughter and finished up my other net almost, and got in here to check in. I'll catch you later on 6 meters.
You're still there, Tom. I'm fighting an intermittent. My receive keeps coming and going. I wonder if when Tom cranked the tower the other day, whether he got the connector on tight or not. We'll see if it gets any worse. I may have to leave for a second and go out and check all the cables on the tower. Right now it's holding. Are you copying me okay?
Oh, yeah, you're doing great now.
Okay. I haven't moved the antenna to see if I can peek up on you here. Give me a little more chatter, and I'll see if I can find the peak. Over.
Very good. Yeah, I think I should be pointed at the same place I always am for you. Yeah, I'm still kind of enjoying the trip down there on Saturday, and that was quite a good time for me, and still kind of surprised at how many just really great and interesting and friendly hands there were that I ran across at the swap meet. And I'll be planning on getting back there for the 1 November. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, and I agree with you. That whole bunch of guys at the Fresno Amateur Club and the Clovis Amateur Radio Club are all good people, as much as I can tell, and of course most of them are Bozo members, which doesn't hurt anything either. It's amazing how many Bozo guys were there. I think we're better communicators. In other words, we got the news out about the swap meet as well as anybody, I think. Anyway, yeah, I got you picked up a little bit more. I think I was off about 4 or 5 degrees, so I recalibrated quickly on your signal. Hopefully it'll be still correct for the other people. Anyway, I'm glad that you're looking forward to the next one, whenever it may be. And we're looking forward to seeing you again as well, as long as, you've got kind of a light reason to come over here. You've got so many contacts and old friends and old memories from this area. And I guess you had a good afternoon meal with, I think, Ken, or who did you eat with after the swap meet?
Oh, I was with Ken and Larry and John, K6MI, and 2 that I never really got the names of, but sure who they were, but it seemed like we'd known each other forever anyway.
Well, that's good. That's a good feeling, isn't it? And the weather was perfect. It couldn't have been better in terms of heat. You know, it could have been today. It was closer to 90 today, and it would have had people melting a little bit there. But it was just about right there, except, you know, still nice to stand in the shade rather than in the sun. But even standing in the sun, it was no big deal. Anyway, it was great to have you come down, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed your presence as well, Tom. So I'm glad that worked out. We'll see you on 6 meters after a bit, probably later in the evening, probably closer to 9 o'clock or so before we get back your way. If you hear me at any particular time on 6, don't hesitate to call in. But I usually start north. I've got the antenna already pointed north for 6 meters, so I start that way, and then I come counterclockwise from Reno down through Sacramento to Oakley, then into the Bay Area, and then down to you. So don't let me forget you. Hi. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
Very good. I'll be hanging out on 6, and hopefully we'll pick up Lee and Scott down here at the same time. And I'll hang in to at least 9 o'clock, maybe a little later. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, well, we were here till about 9:30 last night. We had a marathon. We had 48 check-ins, 2 more, and we would have made 50. But 50, having run too short of 50 gives us a goal. Next time we'll shoot for 50. We easily could have made 50 with any of the regulars. KW6S, KWS Alpha WA6AXX was a regular that wasn't in at all. And there was 4 or 5 others that easily could have pushed it over the 50 mark. So it was a great night. 7-3 for now, and we'll take a standby and see who else we hear here. I'm pointed close to the Bay Area. Who's copying? I think I heard W6PQL also. So let me get up that way just a little bit more. Bay Area, Bozo Net, K6MYC. Did I hear you, Jim? Well, maybe not. Who did I hear in the Bay Area? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
K6MYC, KD6SOK. KD6SOK there, Mike. Over.
Good signal, Fred, and I'll probably peek on you a little bit too. KD6SOK, K6MYC. And how was your weekend?
Oh, it's nice and quiet, relaxing, and looking forward to it. Well, but at least it's very quiet. It's only one thing. Yeah, kind of does though, but there are a lot of drivers. I thought, well, maybe I'll just hang around here and just relax, and that's what I did. I did some work in the yard. That was fun.
Okay. Well, it was a good weekend to relax, a long weekend, too. You probably didn't have to. You didn't go to work today, did you?
No. I just stayed here and fucked around in the yard a little bit, and that was it. So, didn't do much.
Yeah, very good. Well, we worked lightly today. Early part of the day, we did a lot of catch-up stuff, little trivial stuff around the yard, around the pool and stuff. And then at the end of the day, I finally took the lawnmower, which we finally repaired, and put a new spindle on and reattached, got the clutch back on the idler pulley. The belt for the clutch, or I should say the transmission, the belt for the transmission had slipped off of its idler pulley and was slipping. So I had very low, if any, power getting to the rear wheels. With that idler on it there, the belt's just slipping. Anyway, we got that fixed, and I went up and mowed a little while and got used to breathing dust and seeds and weeds again. Hadn't done that for about 4 or 5 days. I really missed it, Fred. You know I did, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, no, good to hear you. Good signal, Mike.
Yeah, good signal here, too. I peeked you up a little bit. I went past you, I think, the first time a little bit. All right, well, good. And hopefully we can hear you on 6 if you check in. If you don't, we'll look for you maybe tomorrow, of course, on 1296. That'll be good. I think the band is starting to come back. All the bands are starting to come back to sort of normal with some QSB, but for the most part, the bands and the signals have been up rather than down. more up QSB than down, and I think that's a good sign, Fred. 6 has been open all over the place. Now, I don't know about today, but yesterday it was open in several different directions over the course of the whole day, so I don't know whether you're playing anything on 6, but you probably should have been watching it over the weekend if you're a 6-meter guy. Let you go and see who else is in the Bay Area there, Fred. KD6SOK for your final K6MYC.
Yeah, I was doing spot checks on 6 meters over the weekend. I was looking at the DX maps, mostly, but nothing really materialized. I did listen somewhat. I tried to pick up some beacons, and I also tried to listen to CW on the CW bands. I didn't hear anything, and then 125. So it was very, very quiet. I tried to listen to every day, like in the morning, and see if anything else. So far, nothing concrete. Anyway, there you go.
Looks like I got my intermittent back again here. It's signals are breaking up. I don't know whether it's me or you, but it must be my end. I'm hearing outside noise, but your signal came and went.
Yours is doing the same thing, Mike.
Oh, you're hearing the same thing on me, or did you hear Fred's signal? Go ahead, Jim, W6PQL, go ahead.
Okay, Mike, well, you're just not coming through. I can hear you on the live stream, but there's nothing going on. You've probably got a loose antenna connection somewhere, I think. Okay, you're hearing me now. Go ahead.
Roger, I'll take 2 minutes and I'll go out and check the connections at the base of the tower. I'll be back in 2 minutes. QRX, K6MYC.
Roger.
back. I just whistled, and I have output power again, so I got a bad connection down there, but it's inside the box, and I didn't take a Phillips head screwdriver with me, so I positioned the cable so it had some tension on it. Should be okay.
Yeah, was it just loose, Mike?
Well, I don't know what's loose. There's a barrel connector through the bottom of the chassis that's at the tower base. All the relays and everything are inside this big box, and for some reason there's a barrel through there, and the barrel is loose, so I can wiggle a connector and the barrel and everything is moving. So it's probably moving a loose connection inside the box, but I couldn't get the lid open because I changed pants. Took my normal pants where I carry a Phillips head in my pocket. I had just a pair of short pants with nothing in there, so I couldn't open the box and fix it. So I just put some stress on the cable from the outside. Maybe it'll hold over.
Yeah, it's been holding so far, so I think you're good to go now. You can deal with that tomorrow, I guess. All right, Mikey. There's others waiting for you, so I'll bow out. K6NYC W6TQL.
Okay, well, don't run too far. I may not hear them. Let's see what happens here. I've got Fred in here so far in your area, but I've got you as well, W6PQL. Who else in the Bay Area, please? Over.
WB6JNN.
WB6JNN. Good evening, Jim.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear you at all before. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, you couldn't hear me because I had an open connection.
Yeah, I heard you a couple of times a little bit, but pretty much you were missing.
Yeah, well, it's when it's open. I was open, and the amplifier didn't shut down, but it wasn't putting out any power. Anyway, this is an old KLM, old M-squared antenna amplifier, and I probably got the VSWR shut down pretty hard, so it's not tripping out on me, which doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt anything if it transmits into an open. These MOSFET devices can handle it. Anyway, seems to be holding now for the moment. We'll see what happens. Anyway, you're sounding good. Good evening to you. Thanks for standing by while I walked out to the tower. I got my evening slippers on. I wasn't planning on making any outside trips today. Short pants and evening slippers, so I wasn't exactly dressed for a tower and antenna maintenance. Over.
Exactly. Well, I do that here all the time, but I don't have as far as to go as you do, so.
Yeah, it's about 150 feet from the shack here, probably 200 if I make all the turns. A couple hundred feet down to the tower, and I checked the connections, and everything seemed to be tight except for this one going into the base of the box from the upstairs connection. Luckily, I don't have a preamp in there, so it's just cable connections that are to be looked at tomorrow or whenever we get a chance. Anyway, good evening to you. Did you get any flying in today on your Memorial Day?
No, I did not. I was sort of tired, and several things happened around the house I had to deal with. So this afternoon at around 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there, I just took off in the car and went to look for sites where I can get dark skies for my astronomy stuff. I found a couple, but they're sort of remote, or on roads that you don't want to drive at night, or. Up there on Mount Hamilton Road is the old farmstead up there that is now a park, and that's a perfect place to do it, but the roads up there, are not something I like to do at night at my age. WB6J then.
Yeah, I missed one thing. What were you going to do up there? Is that astronomy?
Yeah, astronomy. I have a little smart telescope is what they call it. It's basically a camera that's set up for astronomy and taking multiple, pictures to get deep space objects like galaxies and nebulas and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, well, you probably did the right thing. Too bad you can't get a younger person to go up here with you that doesn't have that lack of night vision. Over.
isn't a night vision thing. It's just that the roads are steep and windy. Both of them.
Yeah, okay. But you would do it in the daytime, right?
Yeah, I have no problem in the daytime, but at night you can make more mistakes than the daytime.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, let's see who else we got in here this evening. WB6JNN, W6PQL, and KD6SOK so far. Who else do we have on 222 in the Bay Area? Over. Boy, Ed is really off the air. He must have had to tear his whole shack apart there.
Wasn't he having something done on the house?
Yeah, they're remodeling the upstairs bedroom and that area of the house that he has his ham shack in, and he had to completely demolish it. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but he had to take all the shelves down, everything down. Maybe they're putting new walls in, new flooring, everything. So it was a complete remodel up there. And he was working with just a barefoot radio on a little stand or something in the shack so he could hook into the feed lines, but I don't think he even had rotor control. But anyway, apparently it's gotten to a point where it's more of a pain than it is to get on, so he'll be back, but it might take a week. And I think he was also going to take off for a week. He's going somewhere, I think in the States, but I think he's also was planning a little trip to get away. And the workers are going to be working on the place while he's gone. So I think that's why he's not here. He's actually physically, now I remember, they've got a 2-week sojourn planned, so I can't remember where he said he was going. But he will be back in a couple of weeks. Anyway, that's the story. So we don't have Ed in here. And who else do we have? KB6BA, Oliver, I don't know if it has 222. I haven't heard K6KLY for weeks and weeks now. He's been very quiet, even though he's got 222 fixed. Is there anybody else on 222 in the Bay Area? K6MYC Bozo Net.
This is K6WIS, number 637.
Well, I hear your backscatter pretty well, Paul. Good evening to you. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. What's up?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Good evening to the Bay Area. I've already had a QSO with Fred and Jim PQL and Jim JNN. And your signal is 5x5. Good, consistent propagation tonight on the bounce path. And I got the usual 2 Clear Lake blokes to check in, KA6OSX and N1PPP. Had a earlier evening QSO with them too. Over.
Okay, very good. I'm just writing them in right now. 160 and 336. KA6OSX. Got them. And yeah, you're very stable too. No up and down, no flutter, no nothing. Just a good signal. Not bodacious, but easy copy. I probably could get a little bit more out of it. I've moved the antenna, but there's no point when we're copying 100%. So there you go. I started off a little ratty. I got a bad connection. We worked on the tower. We had the tower tilted over. The overhead guys on one of the 222 antennas, I have dual overheads because the booms are 40 feet long and I need side guys or 2 overhead guys that are spaced apart. So the T support bracket up there holds 2 overhead guys, one out to one side, one at the other, and that keeps the boom straight. And for some reason, I know what it was, a little piece of plastic that was one of the arms broke. And of course that let everything be funny. So while we had the tower down fixing the rotor cable and all that, we went ahead and fixed the antenna. Somewhere along in the process, the connector going into the base of the relay box at the base of the tower has come loose, and so I had an intermittent when I started here. I flexed the cable over and locked it into a tight connection position so it can't move in the wind or anything, and that seems to be holding. But we'll have to get after that first thing on Wednesday morning. Tomorrow, Frank won't be here. He's got a full day with banking. He's got banking things to do and so on with his wife. So anyway, he was here all weekend, and we could have done it had we known there was a problem. Everything else looked like it was okay, and we tested the antenna. Of course, after we got everything back in the air, everything was fine. No sooner did I get on the net tonight, I got in 5 minutes into the net, and the receive started to go intermittent. Wouldn't you know? Over.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I actually took advantage of your time away from the shack and had a QSO with some of the Bay Area folks. So, yeah, I heard about it, and I'm glad you got it fixed, but you need to make it more permanently, Mike. K6NYC in the group, K6WIS.
Well, like everything else, I kind of haywired it and patched it back together by flexing the cable hard in one direction and locking it up so it can't move. The wind can't move it, and it should be. And luckily, I flexed it in the right direction, so it's making good, solid connection. Hi. Anyway, good to hear you, Paul. Let's see who else we have. Is there anybody else in the Bay Area? And you can stay with us, but I'm going to move over toward Oakley and pick up N6 Radio Oscar here. We did hear about Fred over the weekend. Somebody went up and saw Fred at a flea market, N1YQP or K1YQP. They saw him at the Sacramento flea market over the weekend, and he seemed to be in good health. The question about why he hasn't checked into the net never came up, but at least he's in good health, so he's not sick or something, which is a good sign. So at least we know a little bit about Fred. We still have a mystery with Steve, however. W6 Sugar Whiskey now has been missing close to 3 months, and we're really concerned that something bad has happened there. Hopefully not. I mean, there was no warning to his disappearance that I can remember at all. He didn't indicate anything going on or anything. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the story. Let me see if there's anybody else where I'm pointing, and if not, well, we'll go up and see if we can get to N6RO here. QRZ Bozo Net, K6MYC. I don't think I heard anybody. Did you?
N6RO.
There he is, N6RO. Well, let me move the antenna over to you, Ken, and peek you up a little bit. That should be a little louder, although you're fine copy. We also have Paul in here. I don't know if you copy Paul or not. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
K6MYC and the group N6RO. Yeah, I can always hear Paul no matter where I'm pointed or he's pointed. We're line of sight, I think. And you're very loud tonight. Biggest signal I've seen on my S-meter, about 7 to 8. Anyway, they've foreshadowed for 6 meters later. Gotta go start to record my guitar pickers. N6RO.
Yeah, okay, good deal. Yeah, go do that, and we'll see you probably just around 9 o'clock or a little bit before 9, 8:45, give or take. Maybe sooner, but won't be much later than that. Go get your recording started there. N6 Radio Oscar, nice signal, K6MYC.
Yeah, right. I'll be on the late session when you rotate up there.
Roger. Okay, anybody else? K6MYC Bozo Net now pointed toward Oakley and Clear Lake. We've already got Clear Lake checked in, so I assume they've gone quiet. Let me go to the Sacramento area. Here we are toward... I hear you. KJ6KFB, KJ6KFB, K6MYC. Go ahead, Darren.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Good evening. Not sure I'll be around for the 2 meter gap, which is taking a week off, but thought I'd jump in here and say hello.
Yeah, well, you're not bodacious, as I would expect you wouldn't be, but you're a good copy. Good evening to you. And, yeah, it was a good net last night. We had 48 check-ins when all things were said and done. Over.
Oh, very good. Well, we got rather busy with other things afterwards. That's pretty much nice.
Well, I got the first part of that, and then you just faded out, or maybe you just stopped talking. Anyway, maybe we'll go over and see if we can hear Bill in here. I'm sure we'll hear him. I'm pointed at about 320, 319, 320 for you, which is where you normally peak. So we think we've got things calibrated and the rotator's back to normal here. Was nothing ever wrong with the rotator. It was a bad cable. The cable had a leakage on one of the motor leads, a bad leakage to ground, and it was probably causing all kinds of intermittence and weak pulses. It was probably transmitting motor pulses into the pulse line, and so I was getting false readings on the readout. And it was also going full short at times, and it would turn the antenna by itself. Of course, when the white wire got to ground, it made it go in one direction. So we'd come out, and all of a sudden the antenna would be full clockwise or full counterclockwise or something. Over.
Oh, copy. Yep, you lost me. You were on me, and it seemed like you bounced off me a little bit. You were quite a bit stronger, but I'll let you move along. I think there's others waiting in the wings for you.
No, it's just a band, Darren. I didn't move the antenna. I moved it just now, but I swung it back and forth, and you did not have any better peak than where I was. It's just a band going up and down. But I'm hearing your 8 watts, and I'm running about 800, so I've got 20 dB on you. You should hear me anyway.
Oh, yeah, we got you. Okay, well, carry on. I'll probably catch up with you Wednesday. TJ6, KFB.
Okay, either that or on 6 meters, but I guess you don't check in much on 6, do you?
He's got to get running tonight.
Okay. 7-3 then, and we'll see you Wednesday. J6 KFB, K6MYC moving up toward 328. And see if we can hear Mr. Bill in there. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike, and everybody else. KO6KD 776, and hopefully you're hearing me okay. And I'm just this is on the 7700. So are you detecting any of those audio problems with this radio that you were with the other radio this morning?
No, this one sounds a little cleaner. It doesn't have that residual underneath stuff that I was hearing on the other radio. That stuff I hear on the other radio is not particularly conducive just to Yaesus. I've heard it on a lot of radios. It seems to be somewhat related to all the settings and stuff. And it may be due to linearity, but I don't think so. This little funny stuff underneath is probably something in the menu of the way the audio gain and all the emphasis and all that stuff is set up. There's that little residual underneath, but you've got it down now, so it's barely noticeable. But I can hear it's not there here at all on this band. Over.
Well, this again, like I said, it's the 7700, so the most I can get out of it is about 10 watts, and usually it's a little bit less than that. So anyway, but going through the transverter and all the other things, so I'm up to about my 120, 130 watts. So anyway, good evening to you and everybody else who's listening. And I'll get out of the way, and I'm still thinking about what we talked about this morning and have not yet made a decision, so I'll decide at some point, so I'll figure out what I'm going to do. But anyway, we'll catch you later on, 7-3 for now, and we'll look for you on 6 meters here in a few minutes. K6MYC in the group, KO6KD.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you'll be money ahead, I think, if you go with the 7700, and also spread your cash flow out, assuming they can refurbish you or repay you for. I assume you put a credit card on the other one, on the 7610. So maybe they can, as soon as they get it back and make sure it's okay, they can refurbish your bank account in that department. Over.
Right now, there's nothing to check out. The box is factory sealed. It hasn't been opened.
I understand that, but they still have to go through the motions of getting it in and make sure the box is sealed and yada yada. So it's just a routine. It won't take long, and they won't dwell on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to give them a call in the morning if that's the direction I go. Otherwise, then. Anyway, we'll just, like I said, we'll see. Let's
see what happens there. I got all evening to stay up all night and think about it. So anyway, with that, I'll say again 7-3 for now. Well, how long before you come up on 6? I guess from what Darren was saying, he will not be on 6 meters.
I think that's what he said. For some reason, he had something else going. But probably about 8:45, between 8:45 and 9 o'clock for you, maybe even sooner. Oh, actually, it could be quite quick because I'm going to be pointing toward the guys in Reno first, and then I come right down to Sacramento. So it could be quite quick, maybe 8:30 to 8:40, something like that.
Alrighty, then I'll go ahead and spin over there and be listening on that other radio on 6 meters. Very good. 7-3 for now. Good. Have a good evening, and we'll look for you in a few minutes. K6NYC and the Bozos. K06KD7 Kilo. Wait a minute. You wanted me to do it this way, didn't you? Kilo Oscar 6 Kilo Delta number 776. Checking in, saying 7-3 for now.
Gotcha. Very good. 7-3. See you on 6. KR6MR, John, are you there? K6MYC.
No, he's not on 220.
What's that? I double with you something about 220.
Right, he's not on 220. He's only on 6.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that I could talk to him here and talk to him and tell him I'll see him on 6. Okay. Very good. I don't know if there's anybody else, but we'll take a standby. KE6ILX might surprise me one of these days, and we also have some unknowns that might pop up here. Who knows? QRZ's 222. QRZ 222. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie K6MYC Bozo Net beaming generally up the Sacramento Valley. And hearing nothing. I was hoping for K1YQP. Fred has 220. If nothing else, it would be good to get him on this band if he doesn't have anything else. It would be good to get him on this band because we need more check-ins here. I don't even have 10 check-ins yet, which is pretty pathetic. Anyway, maybe somebody will go south. Maybe Ken will be in here and go south and get Ralph, but it's past Ralph window there. Let's see here. Let's go to Nevada. We're just about time to be in Nevada, and then could switch over to 6 meters. Here we go to Nevada. Okay, here we are toward Nevada. KE7UQL, KE7UQL, K6MYC. How about it, Daniel? Yeah, we got you. Give me a little more chatter, and I'll see if I can find a peak on you. You're readable, but not loud. Over.
Okay, yes, we have a little lightning in the area. It's not too close at this time, but the thunder clouds are building, and hopefully I can just get in and say sayonara. Over.
Okay. Well, I can't get much of a peak on you. You're peaking right where you should be at about 3 to 5 degrees past north. So good to hear you, Daniel. Do you think you'll be on 6 meters? Over. Do you think you'll go on 6 meters, Daniel? Over. Okay, I just got the tail end of that. Say it again. You will or you will not be on 6 meters. Roger, on 6 or not?
Negative on 6. Try me tomorrow on 1296, over.
LQSL, not on 6 tonight, but 1296 tomorrow. Very good. Let's hope we can make it with you. I'll try to be there at 5 minutes after 8. I'll try to be calling for you guys at around 8 to 8:15. Over.
Roger, roger. See where that goes. Understood. This is KE7 UQL, over.
Yeah, and you're coming up again now, so the band is a little bit up and down there. I've got the rotator fixed here, so we're at least able to point and point correctly and know where I'm pointing, so that's good. Anyway, let me see if Larry is in here. N7 Whiskey Tango. He said something about 220 last night, but I'm not sure I understood what it was. Can't remember now, because I heard it 2 or 3 different ways, and then when I hear it like that, I don't always remember. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC, over, over.
N6MYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango, over 657, you're on a 5354 here right now. It looks like you're coming up a little. N7WT.
Yeah, we got you perfectly Q5, not really loud, but perfectly Q5, Larry. So that's good. Thank you very much for coming up on 220. I do have the 6-meter antenna pointed at you, so when we finish here, we'll go right over and pick you up on 6 meters, 50.140. Good evening for now. Unless you have something to report here, we'll catch you on 6, and probably signals will be a little bit better. N7 Whiskey Tango with KE7 UQL, K6MYC. Go ahead, Larry. Okay, 73s. We'll see you on 6 meters. Anybody else on 222 here? Looking for Ken and WA6OIB. Ken, are you here? No Ken tonight. I don't have anybody in the whole San Joaquin Valley here on 222 all of a sudden. Gonna have to do something about that. 7-3, Daniel. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296. Bye-bye.
Good night. Roger, Ron, and I hear you, Larry. Stand by, Larry. Stand by, Larry. KJ6TYO. Let me get you in here, Ron. 1009, right?
That's correct, Mike. All right, thanks, and have a good net. KJ6TYO 1009 for you.
West Line 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Roger, roger. Stand by, Richard. Okay, I get you here, Aaron. K6USY 1079. What did I do? Wrote something wrong line here. I'll fix it though. And let me get 1100 in here.
And 60Y, 195.
I hear you, Mike. Stand by. let's see. Let me get Larry in here too. 657. Okay. Let me get Larry done here first. We've got you, Ron. You're checked in. You can leave if you want to get away. KJ6TYO, K6MYC.
All right, thanks, Mike.
7-3. Good to see you the other night at the other day at the flea market.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, I've got Aaron, K6USY, and your wife, Brittany. We got you in here, Aaron. And we've got Larry and 7WT. I'm sure there was somebody else that I heard that I'd missed. Who was the other one?
W6BBS 72.
Yeah, 195,
Yeah, I got you, Mike. 195, sorry. That's who it was. 195. Let me get you written down here. N6BYH. And we got you, Frank. Two things to pass on quickly, Frank, in just a second when we get everybody checked in here. W6BBS 72 and N6BYH 195. Gotcha. Was anybody else in here about you, Ben? WB6GBS. How about KC5DTU? We haven't heard Kerry for a couple of weeks now. I'm going to have to call him. Wow. WA60YB. Anybody else in San Joaquin Valley? K6MYC. Nothing heard. Okay, let me go over to Larry. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, yeah, you're 5 and 5. This is N7WT. And some information I tried to pass through today, and I don't know if you got it or not, but on 2 days ago, we worked 3 stations from Hawaii on 6. This is all ST8, by the way. Then I went over the next day, which is yesterday, we worked 5 stations in Chile and 2 stations in Argentina. And then later on, a lot of stations and a lot of Arizona and Colorado and all that kind of stuff that went on. So, anyway, 36 meters in the last couple of days, which I'm not much today.
Well, I got the first part of it, Larry, where you said you worked 3 stations in Hawaii, and then we missed 4 stations, I think, in Chile, and then I missed everything else after that. You just went into the noise, and I have my power line, or my solar panel noise here tonight. So I'm giving up about 10 dB of signal-to-noise ratio, Larry. It's not your fault, over.
Roger, yeah. That was 6 stations in Chile, 2 of them in Argentina on that yesterday, along with a lot of entities in Mexico and Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, and Southern California. A little short down in DM12, DM14, and all that. Real small stations. That's 25.
Okay. I didn't get much of that. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It's the noise. I'm just crushed here. It's not serious, but it's enough to take your signal out. You were stronger. When you're up a little bit, it makes a big difference, and it's perfectly Q5, and then you drop down another 5 or 6 dB, and it's copy is totally lost. I'm sorry. I thought it would be better here on 6, but the QSB is quite severe tonight. Anyway, it sounds like you've been having some fun on 6 anyway. I don't think you said you worked anybody new, but it's nice to get 3 Hawaiians in a row. The day before, there was guys that worked 4 Hawaiians, so there's one of them over there that you missed. You didn't work the whole Hawaiian population. N7WT, K6MYC, over.
Roger, the 4th one was a station in Maui, and I tried to get him, but the band just kind of closed up and went away before he had a chance to get back to me.
Yeah, Roger. I figured you'd at least knew who it was. All right, very good. I copied that 100%, so you're up now. I should get Richard. You may have to help me with Richard. With this noise. He's not usually any stronger than you are. He's not running smoke on this band, as you know. So we do have you logged in, Richard. Let me get it over to Richard and see how he's doing. KD6 Bravo Queen, KD6BQ Wausau Valley, K6MYC. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, K6MYC, K6BQ, number 249. And Larry was talking about the short 6-meter stuff, and he got some of the people to come up on sideband, so I worked them on sideband, and that was kind of fun. And one guy wanted me to go up and try FM, so he went to 50.300, and I worked a guy in San Diego on FM, which was interesting. Evidently, they have a group of them that hang out on 50.3 FM all the time. So anyway, good to hear you on tonight, and I'll pass it back in case you're not hearing it. K6MYC and the here's KD6BQ.
Yeah, very good. Almost solid copy. Just started to get down to Q4 at the end there. But okay on the San Diego contact on FM. That's a real thrill, ha-ha. But at least you did it. It's not hard when the band is open. In the E-skip mode, on short skip like that, you can have signals easily 40 dB over 9 on sideband. When signals do get up to 30 and 40 and 50 over 9 on 6, that's when you go to 2 meters. You yell out very loud and clear, 2 meter, 144, 200, 144, 200, 144, 200, and keep yelling it until they get the message, over. Both of you guys have dropped down. I lost Richard's to whole transmission, and you were Q3. So we better let you go. It's my problem on this end with the bad noise. 73s, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow, Larry. Daniel said he'll be on 1296, and I said I'd be there. I'll try real hard to be there between 8 o'clock and 8:15, and shooting for the 8:05 to 8:10 window, of course. Look for you on 8:05, 1296 tomorrow. N7 Whiskey Tango and the group K6MYC. Over.
Roger. We'll try to be there. 73, N7WC.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you for trying to be there. Hopefully we'll make it tomorrow. It's pretty funny that 6 meters is so poor here. Should be better than this, but who can tell? 73s, guys, and we'll go down to Sacramento. In the meantime, let me see if there's any other check-ins. In the local area here. Ben, are you here? WB6GBS, K6MYC. Okay, no, Ben, KC5DTU, are you here? We should have Ron in here. Rob, I should say. Rob, KM6SRR, Rob. Down into Sacramento here. Here we go.
Oh, Mike, WA6 LOL.
Okay, yeah, good evening, Dave. Write down WA6 LOL 856 856, and that's Dave up there. Dave, go ahead and make a transmission. I got the speaker lit up for you now.
Okay. K6MYC and the gang, WA6LOL. You know, they took care of that PG&E poll. It only took 10 months, you know. It was somewhere back mid-summer, I think, maybe later summer. It might have been 9 months. You know, I had mentioned to you I was having trouble, and I got PG&E to come out by telling them it was arcing, you know. And anyway, they came out, and the guy held a transistor radio on the AM band up on one of those high voltage probes, and he stuck it up there, and he got over the left side. It just, you know, really noisy over there, and he said it's bad connectors. And then he looked at me and he said, I'm going to write it up, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It ain't going to happen this winter. You know, it's going to be after the winter. And I thought, oh boy. But, you know, I kind of felt like they were not going to take care of it. But they did, and boy, is it nice. But I have other noise sources, but they're not as constant as street lights when they try and come on, the LED things and different things. But at least I got that constant noise level taken care of. So anyway, good news. K6MYC and the gang, WA6LOL.
Okay, solid copy with difficulty, Dave, because of this terrible noise. We got it. I'm glad that you got rid of yours finally. And PG&E was more than cordial by going out and tightening some hardware. It's usually just loose hardware. You know, this stuff rattles loose after a while. A bunch of Kearney nuts and jumpers and stuff like that is usually what causes most of those problems. And they're usually not anything but maintenance. And a maintenance crew has to come out, but they don't have to spend anything for equipment or anything. It's just maintenance and labor. That's usually good. They don't like to put new pole pigs on. They had to do that down at the bottom of my road here because it was a pole pig that was arcing and sparking, and you could see it. And it was about 3 feet away from a eucalyptus tree, and I thought that was not cool. Over.
Yeah, well, that pole actually burned on the top, and they claimed that it was lightning, but I think, you know, all their sparking and arcing caught it. They actually, 2 weeks ago, they sent out letters, and they shut off the power in the neighborhood here, and I looked out there, and there they were, and they replaced the cross booms, you know, on the top of the pole, and then they replaced those nut and bolt connectors with hydraulic plugs, like connectors, and they said, wait a minute, they don't loosen up and come apart and make all that noise. So, yeah, so they actually shut off the power. They had the power off all day. They replaced everything up there.
You got good treatment. That doesn't always happen. All right, very good, Dave. I'll let you go. But thanks for checking in here. Good to hear you. And we'll see you probably Wednesday on 2 meters there. WA6LOL, K6MYC now beaming towards Sacramento. Looking for check-ins on the 6-meter Bozo Net. Over. I'm too early, see. They're not doing what they should be doing. They're not watching the stream, are they?
WB6GGY, Bozo 884.
Okay, hi, Phil. WB6 Golf, Yankee. WB6 GGY. And he's 884. And that's Phil, Papa Hotel India Lima. Phil. Good evening, Phil. You're not real strong down here. Are you running barefoot or something?
No, you went right by the peak. You peaked earlier, and then you moved on. So, but you're doing fine. We're copying fine. WB6GGY. Greg is out there somewhere too. But actually, you peaked again when you're ready. So, okay, we'll get off it and let you get back to calling.
I was going to tell you, Mike, yeah, you were like 20 over 9, and then now you're back down to like that 7, so I'm not sure where the beam went.
It's the band
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I lost Phil for a minute there completely, and then you came back, Phil. You said something about somebody else being in here, but I didn't get the call, Phil. Give me the call again.
Hopefully I can turn the power up. WA6HNA 1013.
Okay, I didn't get the call sign. I got 1013. Is that, who is 1013? Give me the call again. I need some help here. Frank, can you hear him?
It's Greg, HNA. It's Greg, HNA.
Oh, Roger, Greg. Okay. Yeah, WA6 HNA 1013.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg 1013. Okay, got you, Greg, but not Q5. It's barely readable. It's not your fault. I've got terrible, terrible noise tonight from my solar guy. We're going to have to go after it because it's getting worse and worse, and it's going to be a horrible summer with this stuff going on. You guys can hear it on the stream. If you're listening on the stream, you can hear what I'm dealing with, and that's with the blanker on.
QSL, Mike. We can hear it on the YouTube video.
What did he say, Frank?
He's just verifying he could hear it on the stream.
Yeah, okay, good. I thought that's what he said. Okay, 7-3, Greg. Sorry it's so bad. You guys were much, much stronger at 2 last night, and we didn't have to put up with that terrible noise. All right, very good. Frank, if you have to get away, let me know so I can pass on 2 things for you that you should know. Over?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere yet.
All right. I'll hold till we get a little bit less busy here.
Thank you, Greg.
Okay, I'm toward Sacramento, I think, or somewhere up in that area. I can't tell. Doesn't make much difference when it's noisy like this. KO6KD, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC. KO6KD, KO6KD, K6MYC, Bill. Okay, is there anybody else in Sacramento? Let's see if I can hear any signals at all. K6MYC, Bozo Net, 6 meters, beaming Sacramento area.
Your signal just jumped up to 20 over.
Well, I moved the antenna.
WB6GGY. Okay, just thought I'd let you know. WB6GGY.
Roger. Yeah, well, I was pointed your way earlier, but you weren't up there. You went away on me completely. So it's just the band is not in good shape. It's lots of QSB. Somebody's talking underneath you, Phil. Let me see who that is. Who is it stationed underneath? Phil, go ahead, please.
M6RZJ, Bozo Net 39. I'm talking to KO6KD. He cannot hear me.
Can you relay that, Frank?
Can't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't hear the station?
Negative.
Oh, maybe he's not coming in from that direction. Are you pointed towards Sacramento?
Roger.
Okay. Well, the station, you're going to have to deal with me tonight because I've got terrible receive conditions. You'll have to go slow and just keep it very simple. What is your call? And maybe I can point toward you because obviously you're not coming from Sacramento, I think. Go ahead.
AM6SR, I can help.
M6RZJ, Bozo 939. Bozo 939. Very, very weak tonight. Over.
Yeah, got you, Dan. Got you. N6RZJ. 939. And that's Dan. Good evening, Dan. I got your Q5 that time, so the band is up and down. It's been very poor lately, and it must be related to the fact that it's open somewhere else, but it ain't helping us any here on the terrestrial path. And next one for you, Judy, is Rob is in here, KM6 SRR 432. Okay, good evening, Rob. You're hearing him, I guess, over.
Roger, Mike. Good evening. A little late. I had a tractor breakdown on me. Yeah, I heard Dan say that Bill was in there, but Bill couldn't hear us, over.
Well, he can probably hear you. Call him.
KO6KD, KO6KD, Bill. This is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by. KO6KD, on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net. Over. I'm not hearing him, Mike. Go ahead.
I think Bill must have his antennas pointed wrong. If I can't hear him at 1,500 watts, he should hear me at 1,500. I don't think he's running that kind of power on this band.
Yeah, but RZJ said that he couldn't hear you, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know why. He was fine on 220. Rob, who is that talking now?
It kind of sounded like Bill, KO6KD, but I heard 759 checking, over.
You're going to go slower because the noise is bothering you, too. Who else checked in?
Bozo number 759, over.
Okay, let me get 759 in. KR6MR 759. That's John. Okay, good evening, John. I don't think I can hear you. We'll see. Boy, the bands are in terrible condition, along with the fact that let me bump it a little bit more. That might be better. Let's see if I could copy you, John. Take a transmission, KR6MR to take it, K6MYC, over. Running about S6 noise level here, so it's awful.
KM6SR here. I heard you there, John, but Mike talked and I didn't hear who was trying to call us. Can you repeat? Over. Roger, I'm copying you pretty good there, John. I'm putting 1,000 watts at you, but who was trying to call us that we didn't hear? Over. KO6KD, how you doing, Bill? Gotcha. Yes, thank you, Bill. Yep, we had a little barbecue, had a tractor breakdown, so everything's normal. And yeah, Mike, I'll pass it on to you. He was trying to get a hold of you there, so he's got a problem with noise, and the band is acting crazy too. Over. Okay, Bill. KO6KD, KM6SRR. Thank you. 7-3. Okay, Mike.
Well, don't give it back to me. Just keep going. See if there's anybody else before we go over toward Ken, N6RO.
Okay. This is the 6-meter Bozo Net. We're looking for any more check-ins out of the Sacramento area. KM6SRR with K6MYC with a lot of noise. Standing by. Over. I hear somebody in there right with my noise level there. Can you try again? I'm almost the same direction as Mike, so if you point that way, it's probably the best copy we'll get there. Come again, please. KM6SR, standing by. Hey, John, KR6MR, are you still on the frequency? Over. Bill, KO6KD, are you still on frequency? Over. I guess not. I was trying to get somebody local to give a call out for Sacramento. Once again, 6-meter Bozo Net. Any Sacramento people or anybody else that can hear my voice, please come now. Over. I'm not hearing anything, Mike. Was Jeff in there, ILX?
Jeff, but I wouldn't know. I don't think Jeff has 6 meters running at this point, so I don't think it would have been Jeff. Over.
Okay. Well, I'm not hearing anybody, so I guess we'll go down to see Ken, N6RO.
Yeah, Ken should be here, although it's only 8:35. He probably may not be ready for us, but he'll check in even if we get into the Bay Area. But I'm pointed toward Ken right now. N6 Radio Oscar. N6RO, K6MYC. Copy anything, Ken? And let's just let Ken go for a few minutes. He'll hear us in the Bay Area, and then we can pick him up, Rob.
Roger. No, I can't do much good for you in the Bay Area. I just have dirt blocking me. Over.
Well, the noise is better for me tonight for some reason in the Bay Area. I'm not even sure that what I'm hearing isn't PG&E or something, because it doesn't seem to be peaking at my neighbor. It's close, and there's probably some noise from him, but it's not the worst I've got. Okay. Let's try this. Bay Area base Bozo Net, Bay Area, kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, and Company listening. Please give us a lot of calls. Over.
November 5, November Delta.
Okay. Hi, Brett, N5, NPD, Police Department.
NPD?
NPD is an easy way to remember it. Northern Police Department or something. Good evening. Huh?
Brett?
Yeah, Brett. And he's, Brett, give us your number. I think you're 1129 or something.
That's affirmative, 1129. Yes, it's easy to remember. I live in Newman, and I work for the Newman Police Department.
Yeah, speak slowly and loud. Stay right in the microphone because you're buried in the noise. I can barely hear you. Over.
Ah, very good. Yeah, I was saying 1129 is the correct number, and NPD NPD because I work for the Newman Police Department, and I live here as well.
Hey, how about that? Newman, that's right. Well, it's easier for us to remember something other than Newman. In fact, I've lived in California since I was 13, and I'd never heard of Newman until you told me you lived there.
Yeah, it's one of those places that you just never find unless you have to go here.
No problem. I didn't mean to embarrass you. They're all important, I can tell you. Anyway, we got you. Thanks much. I wish I could have conversation, but it's just not good tonight. The band isn't very good, and signals are buried in the noise on top of everything else. But thanks so much for being there. Appreciate your check-in, and certainly we'll look for you on 2 meters on Wednesday, Brett. I'm sure we won't have this noise problem there. 73 N6NPD K6MYC Central California Bozo 47. Mike.
Yeah, Mike, it's N5 NPD.
What did I say? N6N? Yeah, I know what it is. N5 NPD. Okay. Let's try. I'm pointed into the Bay Area, guys, so please, PQL or JNN or anybody, give it a try. We'll see if we can pull you through this noise. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, W6PQL, KB6BA. Anybody in the Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net, 6 meters. Over. How about you, Frank? Got anybody over there?
Don't hear anybody.
Are you barefoot? I can barely hear you, Frank. I didn't hear what you said.
Negative. I don't hear anybody.
Okay, do you have power there?
I did not warm up the amp.
Oh, okay. I heard you that time. You must have bumped the antenna slightly. Okay. Well, Rob and I and you are going to have to do the best we can, but it's strange not to get anybody in the Bay Area over.
Roger that.
I mean, my noise level went from S6 in the northerly direction at 300 and above down to S1. It's still there audibly, but it's not as strong as it was. I should hear somebody in the Bay Area. Bay Area Bozo Net, please. K6MYC.
Hello, W6.
Heard down here.
Again, please. I've got terrible noise. Repeat your call 2 or 3 times.
1296.
Roger. With the noise, it doesn't sound likely, even your voice, Jim. Okay, it's W6 PQL 1296. Jim. Good evening, Jim. We hear you, but I'm hardly recognizing your voice because of the noise. If you're listening to the stream, you can see what I'm putting up with. Over.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I hear it, Mike.
Anyway, maybe you can call roll for me. Why don't you call roll in the Bay Area and see who you can wake up? Over.
Anybody on in the Bay Area here with us? W6PQL. Nobody here, Mike. Nobody here.
Boy, that's really odd. Maybe everybody's overdoing 6 meters the right way, working people, hopefully not on FT8. Okay, Jim. Very good. Thanks very much. And we'll point down south and see if we can get KB6RQU and anybody else. Thanks, Jim. We'll see you tomorrow night on 1296. Hopefully we'll get more people there. W6PQL, Bay Area, 1296, K6MYC.
WA6LIE.
Okay, I hear you, Scott. WA6LIE, lie. And it's 618. Good evening, Scott. You're doing pretty good. I'm not even pointed at you, so if I point at you, my noise is going to get better and your copy will be good. So carry on. And maybe we can also pick up Tom in here as well. WA6LIE Monterey, K6MYC.
Okay, very good there, Mike. K6MYC, WA6LIE. I hear you quite well. No problem at all. Heard you when you were playing at 365. And here and there. But at any rate, yeah, it sounded good, and I'm listening to the background, so hear me coming through okay, and sounds like you're doing things a little bit closer on that team heading. Anyhow, activity on 6 meters today sucks. There's basically no activity, just all local stuff. Maybe 500 miles to Texas or Oregon, Washington, Utah, Idaho, and that's about it. But having an unsuccessful day and kind of sucks. So maybe tomorrow will be better. Who knows? But looks like the party's over now, Mike. Over.
Yeah, very good, Scott. Well, Larry up in Nevada did better than you did. He worked 3 Hawaiians. He worked 4 stations in Chile. He worked somebody else in South America, but I couldn't copy it. He went into the noise on me. And so he did pretty well, not to mention the other short skip stuff, which was in there all the time for him. So he had a better day, I guess, than you did. But anyway, the band seems to be open. It's probably why it's so bad here on the terrestrial path, along with the very serious noise. If you're listening to the live stream, you can hear what I am having to deal with tonight. It's terrible. And even on you, it hasn't gone away. But I'm copying you almost Q5. But thanks much for checking in here, and we'll see you, of course, on Wednesday. WA6LIE Monterey, K6MYC.
Okay, very good there, Mike. And I hear myself Q5, so I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I know what you mean about the noise, and I hear it. It's not good. And, it's kind of tough. If you can't hear them, you can't work. It's pretty kind of screwed. So that's why FD8 sometimes works okay, because the noise is pretty good. Yeah, Mike, 7-3, after the evening, let you carry on there. WA6LIE.
Okay, Scott, thanks very much. I'm going to go back and see if we can catch Tom and perhaps Lee as well. KB6 Lima Echo Echo or KW6S K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. I didn't hear Lee in there, and he did not check into our 10-meter net, so he may not be active tonight.
Okay, very good, Tom. That's Tom. KW6S 610. Tom. You know Tom, of course. Judy knows you, but sometimes it's different coming out of the radio. Anyway, you're sounding really loud here. You were weaker on 222, but you're bodacious here on 6. So for some reason we've got an east-west path, but the north-south path is almost non-existent. I couldn't even hear the stations in Sacramento. They were in the noise, and while I had an S6 noise, normally you can hear stations that are running kilowatts at 180 miles away. But, boy, I could tell they were in there, but they were just buried in the noise, not even moving the S-meter here. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC.
Yeah, I just got back here. I've had the antenna pointed at Glorioso Island and would like to try to work them. I don't know how long they're going to be there, but and I think they're also operating on 6 for FT8 and FT4. But I haven't seen them on be spotted in either one of those modes on that band yet. But that would be one I could use on any band I work them on.
Yeah, I didn't catch the call. You went over it too quick. Who was it?
Glorioso, FT4GL.
Say that so slowly again with phonetics.
Fox Tango 4. Good. Good. Good.
Gulf Lima.
L.
And where's the island? What's the name of it?
Glorioso. I think it's over by Madagascar.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Glorioso. That's a tough one.
Yeah, there's I think a one-man de-expedition there, and he's been on 4 days. I don't know how much longer he's going to be there.
Well, probably forever. They don't have but one water taxi getting back to the mainland, over.
Okay, so you just have to wait till somebody wants to come over so you can go back?
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I'm just being funny.
Yeah, well, I know some of those. I've gone to some of those talks by the people that did the expeditions, and they've got a 1 day a week flight or 1 day a week ferry on a boat, but if they don't have enough people signed up, they just skip that week.
Yeah, or they keep you there till they run out of your money.
Well, I guess there's that too.
Okay. Well, let's hope he stays long enough for you to catch him. That would be a good one. I'd like to get Glorioso too. I don't need any more countries. I mean, I can always use more countries, but I have never worked at Glorioso. But I'm sure he's not going to work him on FT8.
He's not doing any CW according to his plan, but he's doing sideband and RIDI. No sideband on 6.
No sideband on 6, but he's probably on 10. Could catch him on 10, maybe on 15 meters, I guess. Not sure what the best time is. I ran some tests over the weekend with ZS1 SBW and ZS1 RJ OK. For heaven's sakes. Anyway, 2 guys in ZS1 land, and both on 15, and they were very weak. The best I saw was S3. This was about 1600 Zulu, 1600, 1630, 1530. Not good. We worked, and we could put it in the log, and it was Q5, but the signals were just nothing, over.
Yeah, well, the other part of this is what time they're, for me, working Glorioso, it's what time they're on the band. If they're aiming to work, if they're planning on working in the U.S., they'll be on a band, they can work us, but a lot of times I see the spotting, and I have to pay attention to who spotted them to try to figure out what time they're on the particular band. If they're not on the band and I have propagation, that doesn't do much for me.
No, I know the problem. Well, good luck with them anyway. And let's take one more standby for Lee, and then we'll give it away here. KB6LEE, Lee, are you there tonight? K6MYC in the Bozo group, over. Who is it? WB6JNP. Okay, we got you, Dane. For you, Judy, WB6JNP. That's 107, and that's Dane, D-A-N-E. Good evening, Dane. Not real strong. You're in my noise, but we hear you. Thanks very much for getting on and checking in with us here. WB6JNP, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike. Well, yeah, you're KW6S. Tom, KM6SR. How you doing?
Hang on.
My direction, and it really helps out. But one of these days I'll get something other than what I've got up for an antenna.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not copying very good, Dave. I'm sorry. The band, I got this noise tonight. It's terrible. I'm going to have to sort it out to see whether it's really solar noise or whether I've really got a PG&E problem as well. Because it's serious tonight, and it's in almost all the directions that I normally point, so really got me in a hamstrung condition here. Anyway, good evening, Dane. Thanks very much for being there, and we'll see you either tomorrow on 1296. I don't think you have that band. We'll see you Wednesday on 2 meters. WB6JNP, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, we'll We'll catch you on Wednesday at about 12:96 if traffic got it going.
Rob, are you not hearing Dane?
No, I'm not hearing him at all.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and see if you can say hello to Tom. Tom, hang in there a second. Rob's going to call you. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I think he's gone now. Tom, KW6S, this is KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Boy, you are I've got no noise here tonight, but you are just right at my threshold. But I know you're there, and I heard both our calls. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Okay, Tom, I could try peeking on you, but Mike probably wants to get going. Yeah, you were coming really loud there in the beginning there, and it's kind of faded down a little bit. I had you at an S3 here, over.
Yeah, I didn't get all of that. You said I was coming in real loud to start with, and then I just dropped off. You're kind of the same, but pretty steady at almost nothing for me. Look forward to working you on a time when we're a little bit louder and we can kick stuff around a little. KM6SR, KW6S. Back.
Talk slower, Rob.
Okay, Tom, we'll let you go. KW6S, KM6SR, 73.
Very good. Came up pretty good that time. KM6SR, KW6S.
Yeah. When you talk fast, even though you're loud, Rob, I can't copy because the noise just obliterates everything here. But I'm sure that's why Tom had a little trouble at the end there. Anyway, remember to just talk slowly. It doesn't matter. You're not going to waste any time on the net. If they don't hear you, they got to make you repeat anyway. Over.
Roger.
It's one thing to talk slowly. It's another thing to bloviate. Okay. I guess we could go down and see if we can find Rick in there. Rick surprised us the other day with a real late check-in on 2 meters. Maybe he's going to do the same thing here. What do you think?
Oh, it would be worth a try. Any of the guys in the Tascadero had 6 meters?
No.
KB6RQU, Rick, you on tonight for the 6-meter Bozo Net? KB6RQU, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo with K6MYC. Standing by.
Yeah, what'd you say about Phil?
There you are. Good to hear you, Rick.
I'm not sure I'm disappointed you guys' way right on there, but I'm hearing you, over.
Yeah, I'm hearing you Q5, probably S1 maybe on the S meter, but I got a good copy there. Are you hearing him, Mike? Over.
Who is it?
Rick, KB6RQU.
Well, I'm hearing you, Rick, but not real loud here. I don't know why. Maybe you're just running barefoot or something there. But we could squeeze a contact out, but it's only Q3. KB6RQU, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, K6MYC, KB6RQU. So I got a little bit moving on the end on that time. I think we seem to be up and down tonight on my receiver, over.
Hey, Mike, Rick said that the band is up and down on his receiver, over.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's making any power, and I'm not sure he has the antenna in the right direction. He's way down from normal. Maybe the antenna's broken. It's a quad.
In the beginning, he said he wasn't sure he had it pointed right at us, so I'm hearing him. Over.
Yeah, well, I'm almost hearing him. I just didn't get what he said, and I was trying to move the antenna and peek on him, and then he didn't talk long enough, so I didn't get moved. Over.
Hey, Rick, are you copying Mike, KM6SRR?
Roger, yeah. 10-4, I'm copying Mike pretty good, over.
Yeah, well, that's what 1,500 watts does for you, Rick.
W6RQU.
No, WB6RQU, yes. Whiskey Bravo 6, Radio Queen United. And he's Bozo 61.
Kilo Bravo 6. Over.
Yeah, Mike, it's Kilo Bravo, not Whiskey Bravo.
Kilo Bravo 6 Romeo, Quebec uniform. KB6.
Yeah, KB6RQU. What did I say? KB6RQU. You can write it over there where he put his name if you got it wrong. KB6RQU. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll always get messed up there. So I do. And hello to your helper there. I forgot his name. Over.
Rob?
Yeah, Rick has gone down for me now, so I can barely hear him. Not Q5.
Well, thanks for checking in, Rick. We appreciate it. I appreciate the effort there. Maybe you can get the antenna pointed more in our direction next time, because you're usually a lot louder. I never have any trouble with you. And I don't have any noise in this direction to speak of. So it's way, way, way down from what it should be. You're weaker here than you normally are on 432, over.
Yeah, moving the antenna around a little bit. I'm not sure it's making much help, but yeah, we'll give a chance. We'll take a look at the antenna, make sure everything's functioning correctly there. Thanks for coming up and checking to see if I was here. I've been listening to you on for about 45 minutes to a half an hour there. Between you and off the back there. 76RQ, 73.
Okay, well, 73s, Rick. I got parts of that. Rob, did you copy it?
Yeah, he said he'd been listening to us about 45 minutes or so. They're over.
Yeah, well, what's happening on 6, Rick, is we are starting in the north. We're starting at 8:15 or 8:20, beaming north toward Nevada, because that's where we end up on 222. We end up pointing north at the end of the net on 222. And rather than keep those guys waiting, I just go over to 6 and pick them up. We made them wait the whole time on 222. So I try not to make them wait on 6 meters. So that's why you end up last here on 6 meters, Rick. KB6RQU. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I've got for some time there. That's just fine. Not a problem. Very good. Talk to you later.
Roger, 7-3. Good to hear you again here. I'm sure it'll be better in the future. The band is just weak for everybody, north-south for me. East-west is bodacious, very strong east-west, but north-south is very poor, so it's clearly a band thing, mostly. I did see an improvement when you wiggled the antenna there, Rick. 73, my friend. KB6RQU, Lake Isabella, K6MYC, over to KM6SRR.
Okay, Rick, good to hear you in there. We'll say 73s and see you Wednesday. KB6RQU, Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Romeo, over.
Okay, 73, Rob, thank you.
Okay. I don't know if there's anybody else you can take a check. We didn't ever hear Ken in here. Maybe I can turn back around and get Ken. He should be out here by 9 o'clock.
Was Ken OIB in here early?
No, Ken.
Well, I'm here, S6RO.
Okay, off the back of the beam, we'll take you that way. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO, 835. N6RO, 835. Ken, good evening, Ken.
Howdy. I had a late dinner, or I'd have been there sooner. Anyway, the sound was great. The weather was fine today, top of 85, not hot enough to run any air conditioning. So, I slept most of the day recovering from 2 overnighters in the contest. And we did pretty good. So, that's all we got now in 6RO.
Okay, how are you doing with him, Rob?
No, I'm hearing him really loud. I think he's coming in S3, S4. How you doing, Ken? N6RO, KM6SRR. Yeah, I saw on QST today that you won the contest. I think it was back in June or something, so congratulations there, over.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Pretty good. I'm not sure where you're pointed. Mike's still pointed south, I think. He's down several S units from normal, but plenty Q5.
Yeah, we were talking to Lake Isabella, so I think Mike might still be down there, over.
Yeah, okay, well, you're louder now, so we know everything is working on this end.
Yep, roger on that. Are you copying it, Mike, over?
Well, I can't get my noise blanker to shut off here.
N6RO.
I'm struggling with the noise blanker here, Ken. I don't need it. You're so strong, but I can't get it to turn off.
You're really loud now, Mike.
Yeah, no, I got antenna back around on you. And congratulations on the big win. That's wonderful. Even though I guess you didn't have to fight the noise on 10. Did you somehow get that fixed?
We lucked out weather-wise. There was still a minor noise there, but not the usual noise we get when it gets over 80. It was in the 70s.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. I've got the noise blanker turned off, but your audio is pretty gravelly, but I'm copying you okay. Anyway, we won't keep it, but really, really good to hear that you did super in the contest, and worth the effort there. When I said the band seemed to be in poor condition, when I did do on 15, when I was working the South Africans, I looked down the band, and I realized, oh, there's a CW contest this weekend. I went down, and man, the band was just loaded. And then, big signals too, 5.9 and 5.9 plus stuff, and everybody was going about 40 words a minute, over. Did you get that? I guess we lost Ken.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him at all.
I think I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Did I drop out? Keep an eye on my power out.
Anyway, as I said, 15 looked like it was wide open, and you probably had a really good day on 15 and 10, huh?
15, yes. 10 was disappointing, but it's sort of normal for the summertime. Very little Europe and not much out of Asia either. Work any JAs until late Saturday afternoon on 10 meters.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Even on 40, it wasn't very good for JA. Oh, well, weird. Okay, well, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I've been listening to terrible noise this whole net, and I'm tired. But good to hear you. Thanks for coming in. We called you earlier, of course, but we knew you were busy with guitar plucking people. Hi. Judy says hi. Hi, Judy. Hi. There you go.
Hi, Judy. You need to watch those guitar pickers that I watch every night. Actually, I haven't watched them tonight, Mike. There's 3 or 4 sports things going on. Playoffs in NBA and NHL, and the French Open tennis, and even worldwide wrestling. I got too much to watch.
Yeah, we watched an interview with Mike Tyson tonight. When is his exhibition fight, which is really going to be quite a fight? When is that coming?
I don't know. I've seen the ads for it, but I don't call. He's too old to fight.
Well, that's what, well, we're going to find out how old he really is. He's 50, twice the age of the guy he's fighting, but he's still a force to be reckoned with, I think, over.
Yeah, I expect so. He's probably still at his peak.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how he does. Anyway, I'll let you go, but sorry that we're not doing better. I'll probably have much better readability on you tomorrow night on 1296, so maybe we can, if there's anything else you think of about the contest, we'll be anxious to hear it. And we could dwell on it tonight, but it's not pleasant copy. 73, over to you, Rob, and let me talk to Frank if he's still in the shack. I got a couple of things to pass on to Frank. Go ahead.
I did not.
Go ahead, Rob.
73 is Ken, N6RO, KM6SR. Okay, Mike.
Bye-bye, Rob.
And how about it, Frank, are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. Just two things quickly. When I went to get on the tractor, believe it or not, the thing had fallen off and I don't think we even ran it. We didn't even do anything. But the idler on the drive belt to the wheels was not on, so I couldn't move the tractor. So I got under, but you know, there's an easier way to do what you were doing, and it's part of the mechanism of the tractor. In order to hold the clutch down, you simply push the clutch all the way down and you set the brake. There's a brake lever just up on the left knee, just above your left knee when you're sitting on the tractor. You push the clutch all the way in and hook that up and it locks the brake. It also keeps the clutch all the way in. So I just reached underneath there, pulled the belt over, pop, dropped it right into place, and then I went up and mowed for a half hour, didn't have any problems at all. But it was super simple for me to fix it that way because we didn't have to spring anything funny or anything. So the clutch stays down until you release the brake. So much for that. The other one was when we started 222, we checked it out. You know, you and I checked it out. Everything was fine. I checked it out before the net. Everything was fine. As soon as I get on the net, the receive goes bonkers on me, and then transmit goes bonkers. So I've got a broken feed line, and I think there's a loose connector on the bottom of the relay box out there. The 222 connector is really loose going through the chassis. Now that doesn't mean that's where it is, but there's something related to that because I put stress on it, and I managed to get through the net without it going intermittent on me. But it was dropping out completely. Nobody could hear me at all, so it was total open. And I pulled it over and got it to be connected. So we'll have to look at that connection on the barrel going through the bottom of the chassis box there, over.
Yeah, roger that. I'll take a look at that as soon as I get there.
Yeah, well, it's not a panic. It's not going to be needed until next week. So, but I just wanted to tell you so we put it in queue, over.
Roger that.
Everything else seems to be fine. The rotator's fine. I've got it calibrated now. Everybody's peaking where they're supposed to, over.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to tell me in the beginning, was that something went wrong with that. And I was just sitting there going, no, now what?
Yeah. No, everything worked fine on the rotator. And I said, now what? Because of the intermittent, all of a sudden I was losing receive. Guys were talking, and I was half the words were dropping out. And what the hell is this now? We need this like a hole ahead. I walked down to I walked down there. I said, I'll put everybody on hold. I was pointed toward the Bay Area. I put everybody on hold for a couple minutes. Walked down there, wiggled everything, found that very, very loose cable. Where may not be a broken, something's not right on the cable, but the connector, the chassis connector, that end chassis connector through the bottom of the chassis, just super loose. So I don't know how it got loose, but it's super loose. So I just pulled the bottom cable over and tensioned it against something that didn't move, and that seemed to clear it up temporarily. Anyway, that's it. That's what I wanted to mention, but I did find an easy way to restring the belt for the drive mechanism, over.
Okay, very good. We'll talk about the rest of it when I get there. Not tomorrow, of course, but Wednesday, and we'll get it all worked out. K6MYC, W6BBS.
Yeah, and Judy and I went down on the hillside where you had been, and we drove underneath the tree where you had cleared the limbs. Went through there just fine, and then we wandered the trees the new little ones, and we actually found a couple more. And we dug some wells around a few more little oak trees there, cleared the grass and stuff. So we had quite a nice little time for about a half an hour down there. Anyway, thanks much, and we'll see you all later. Catch you tomorrow, maybe on 1296 here. W6BBS, KM6SRR, N6RO, K6USY, if you're still there, Aaron. Good night all. K6MYC going QRT.
Good night, Mike. K6USY, DMO6.
Good night, Aaron. Nice to work you this morning on 40. That was nice. What a pleasure.
Yeah, either the mornings that I'm home and have time to get on there, your guys aren't on there. It just kind of lined up this morning. So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I know that wouldn't be an everyday thing for you because you're usually working. So it was a pleasure to hear you. I hope you had fun with the kids later.
Yep. Took one of them to the park, and then had the other one on skates in the garage later in the afternoon. So, yep, everybody got their time with me today. So, we'll catch you later on 1296 tomorrow. K6USY.
Okay, I'm glad that the kids know what their dad looks like again. 7-3.
7-3 Mike, K6MYC, KM6SR. I got to listen to the beginning of the net to hear what you checked in early. Over.
Did you say something to me, Rob? I just reached over and turned the volume down. Say again.
Yeah, I was just signing off and mentioning that I'll need to listen to the stream in the beginning to see what I missed there. Over.
Yeah, well, I could perhaps read it to you, but I can't read it. I wrote the first of it because Matt got home late and we didn't get dinner, so I told Judy just stay in and eat with Matt. And I did all of 222 and about the first 10 on 6, but you'll catch it. It isn't many on the first part. It was the regulars for the most part. Over.
Okay, sounds good. K6MYC, KM6SRR, 73 Mike.
7-3.
And good night, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR. Say hi to Brittany.
Yeah, good night, Rob. If you can hear me, I'm hearing you louder through Mike Brigden. I'm hearing you through mine, but too many dang air conditioners in this neighborhood. So, but good night to everybody on YouTube. We'll be dropping the stream, K6USY, DMO6.
Yeah, I had you on the side of my antenna, Aaron, so it should be better now. Anyway, 73s.
Alrighty, yep, and give me a couple minutes, and the video will be available for you to watch it on YouTube. K6USY.
Sounds good. QSL. K6USY, KM6SR, 73.